Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm Zvonimir from Revuto. You already know me from previous Tech Talks, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about stablecoins and especially stablecoins on Cardano. So what are stablecoins? Most of you have already heard about stablecoins or you even use them, most likely, but let me explain for those who are pretty new to crypto. So stablecoins are cryptocurrencies which maintain the same value over time. So most usually it's like $1, one USD, but it can be €1, it can be $1 Australian, one Swiss franc, or whatever currency you want. And also it can be value of some, real life commodities. So it can be worth some weight of gold or whatever you want. And if you think about it, people have been using stablecoins for millennia. I mean, not cryptocurrency stablecoins, but they have been using assets that maintain the value over time. So even in ancient times, they would use, physical metals like gold, silver, or some commodities which do not lose or gain value over time. And then they would trade these commodities because everyone in the empire or country or whatever knew what the price of that commodity was. So even, ancient people before money as we know it today, before cryptocurrencies, before banks, before blockchain, knew about stable coins, stable commodities, and they knew what is the importance of stable coins. So I'm going to highlight only few advantages of stablecoins, but there are many more. There are also disadvantages, but you cannot have best of both worlds. So stablecoins, why do we need them? Like in general in crypto and then also in Cardano, because people sometimes want to hold value. For example, you trade cryptocurrencies and then at some point it becomes too volatile for your risk affinity, or it becomes too volatile for your part of the day or whatever you want. So you want to stop trading, but if you stop trading two cryptocurrencies, then you by default have to maintain your position in one of these cryptocurrencies, which can also be volatile. So you can go to sleep, and if you leave your portfolio in Bitcoin or ADA or Ether or whatever, then you can lose a lot of value overnight. You can gain value too, but you can also lose it, and some people do not accept this risk. So what would people traditionally do? They would, it's not only, it's the same thing as with stocks and so on. I'm just talking about the crypto now because that's the industry we're in, but when people would not want to keep their stocks, they would also sell it for fiat money. And that's what people had to do on blockchain before stablecoins were introduced. So people would need to sell their crypto for fiat money, like the real money, let's say for the US dollar or whatever. US dollar is pretty stable in terms of when you compare it with the cryptocurrencies. But there is another catch. In most countries, the conversion from crypto to fiat money is taxable event. So if you convert Bitcoin, let's say, or ADA in US dollar, if you gained any capital gains on these transactions, then you need to pay some taxes, and some people do not want to pay taxes on every transaction they do. They want to collect their transactions over some period of time and then calculate capital gains on some final sum and then pay it in one transaction to the government. So stablecoin enables us to maintain a stable value of our portfolio when we want it to be stable without going back to the fiat currency. So that's one of the main reasons. It's like to fight back the volatility of cryptocurrencies. And some of the most popular stable coins are USDT, which is Tether, USDC, or BUSD. So these stable coins are all pegged to $1 and there are like billions of these stablecoins in the circulation, and they are used on literally every crypto exchange. And if you ever traded something on popular cryptocurrency exchanges, then you probably traded with like crypto with stablecoin pair rather than fiat currency. So yeah, that's the reason why we need stablecoins in general. And recently in the last few months or year or like half a year or year, some stablecoins arrived on Cardano blockchain, which is a blockchain which Revuto is based on. So there are three like the main stablecoins at this moment. There will probably be more. Some are in development, some tried and failed and so on. But these are like three most prominent at this point. So these are IUSD, USDA, and JED. I'm going to tell a little bit about each of these. So yeah, I'm not going to go into technical details about these because this could be the topic for some other tech talk, but I will give just a short preview. So IUSD is actually the synthetic asset, a synthetic stablecoin, which is issued by Indigo Protocol. Indigo Protocol is trying to make synthetic assets of various real life or crypto commodities. So you can have like iBTC, iADA, iETH, and so on. And they also issued IUSD. They wanted to maintain the peg to $1, and they're trying to do it with what they call triple peg system. They actually peg it to three different stablecoins, which I just mentioned. So they like take the mean value, like arithmetic mean, from these three stablecoins, and then they calculate the current price of IUSD. Another one is USDA. It's being developed by Emurgo, and this one is actually not algorithmic stablecoin. Algorithmic stablecoin means that it's pegged to $1 or whatever currency it is representing, is not maintained by some backed physical value of gold currency or whatever, but rather via algorithms. So computer algorithm is constantly maintaining the price stable, and it has some advantages and some disadvantages, which I may mention later. So USDA is not algorithmic stablecoin. It's actually collateralized by real US dollars, like stored in the bank, in a vault, if you can imagine it like that. So for every one USDA, there is one USD somewhere back to represent the real value. And then in theory, one USDA should be worth one USD. But there are also some disadvantages of this. And the third one, like maybe the most popular, most expected stablecoin on Cardano is JED. Fun fact, in Croatian it's pronounced djed and it means grandpa, but JED is actually means stability in Egyptian hieroglyphs. So it's like some catchy mythological or whatever I should call it name, which issuers decided to name this stablecoin. It is actually developed by IOG and powered by Koti. And JED is algorithmic stablecoin, which is trying to peg its value to one USD also, like most of the stablecoins. And I'm not going to go into technical details, but JED is having another token called Shen, which acts as the reserve coin, like reserve mechanism for the JED ecosystem. So people can buy Shen, they are incentivized to mint Shen and burn it in some other occasions to maintain the stability of the reserves in ADA, which are deposited when JED is being minted. So if you want to know more about JED, you can ask us in the comments or ask us in our social media, and someone will explain it to you a little bit better, because it's very, very technical. And at the end, I promised you to tell you the advantages of algorithmic stablecoins. So the advantage is that you have this smart contract which is maintaining the price of the stablecoin. So you cannot, it's really transparent. It's on the blockchain and you cannot manipulate with some papers and say that some asset is backed by gold or USD when in the reality it's not. But on the other hand, things can go terribly wrong if the algorithmic stablecoin is not developed well or if it has some security flaws. And we have seen this with Terra Luna. So UST lost its peg to $1 and literally billions of dollars were wiped out from the market. People lost all their savings if they kept it in UST or Luna and so on. It was like a huge disaster. So that's one potential scenario of algorithmic stablecoins if they're not developed right. On the other hand, there are stablecoins collateralized by real physical fiat money or gold or some commodity. And these should be more secure in theory because you actually have this money somewhere in the vault for every USDA or whatever other real commodity collateralized stablecoins we use. But on the other hand, as we have seen recently with this Silicon Valley bank run and so on, some of these USD collateral is not actually in fiat USD, it's also in treasury bills, which are, by definition, some of the most secure assets in the world. But if a lot of people come to pick up their deposits, which we call bank run, then terrible things can happen because the collateral is not perfectly liquid in some cases. So every stablecoin has its risks. No stablecoin is perfectly safe, but we still need it. We still need to use it to maintain the stability, to fight the volatility of cryptocurrencies when it's needed. Some people like volatility for trading, for earning money, for gains, for losses, whatever. But for some use cases, we need stability, and that's why stablecoins were introduced in crypto, and that's why stablecoins are now on Cardano. And just last thing, why we need stablecoins in Revuto. We need it because we have use cases which require like stable assets in the application. What I mean by that is that if you have some subscription which you're paying with some crypto assets, then you do not want to prepare, let's say, a Bitcoin or ADA or Revu token to pay for Netflix, and then you wake up the next morning, the whole crypto went down, and for example, Bitcoin went down, and you no longer have enough money to pay for this Netflix subscription, and you're in problems. You either have to add more money or you have to wait until Bitcoin is up again. So we really need these stable coins in our application, in our ecosystem. So we are welcoming the stable coins on Cardano. And on the other hand, one of the future features of Revuto is micro lending and micro borrowing. And we also need stable coins for that, because you do not want to borrow asset which is really volatile, and then you could end up paying several times more if it goes up, or you could pay several times less. It's good for you, but you cannot know which way it's going to go. So yeah, if you want to borrow some money to pay for Netflix, then you want to borrow the exact amount of dollars or euros, and you do not want to borrow money in BTC or ADA or Revu, because it could also go terribly wrong for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions regarding stablecoins on Cardano, once again, ask us in the comments, ask anyone on our social medias. Someone will help you. If you're interested in more technical details, also please check it, because it's really interesting, at least for me. It's really crucial for the Cardano ecosystem. And if we want DeFi to work, and if you want all these use cases to work on Cardano, then we really need stable assets. Thank you.
If you like Revuto and think our videos are cool and informative, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss out on any of our new videos. Thank you.